notice what it says in Isaiah chapter 55, beginning in verse 6. The Bible says, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call upon him when he is near. In other words, if the Bible says, seek ye the Lord while he may be found, this tells us that there's coming a time when men can look for Jesus and not be able to find him. There is a time frame involved in salvation, and Satan well knows, brothers and sisters, that if you and I really understood the deep longing and the deep love that is in the heart of God for you and I on one hand, and if we understood that the world was about to end and that persecution was about to begin and that Jesus was about to come on the other, many of us would stop playing games with God. We would wake up and say, Lord, I want to take you serious. I want to get to know you. And so you know what Satan does? Satan makes sure that he gets us so caught up in everything else that we don't have any time to get to know Jesus. In fact, notice what the Bible says in Luke chapter 21. Satan is using everything. He's using the entertainment. He's using TVs and DVDs. And we say that children are too young to understand the Bible. I mean, just think about it for a moment. Right now, we have children 3 and 6 that when you have problems with your computers and you don't know what to do, you ask your children and they can figure it out better than adults. And we say they're too young to understand the Bible. The problem is we are not giving them the Bible and living the truth so that they see that it's real. Because our children need to be trained, brothers and sisters. We need to know what it is to come into the presence of God. Do you know that angels veil their faces when they come into God's presence? And we talk, have cell phones, chew gum, and do all this other foolishness. We don't know what it means to be in the presence of God. It is only the mercy of God that we're not consumed. In fact, there are more children that know more about Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, and Iverson than they know about Jesus and the 3 angels' messages and preparing to know God. They know more about the world and the music industry than they do about witnessing for Jesus, and God is concerned today. The Bible says in Luke chapter 21, beginning in verses 34, notice what the Bible says. And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life. In other words, where you don't have no time for anything else. Where you can rush off to work in the morning, but you don't have time to do morning and evening devotion with your children. You wonder why they get in trouble at school and why they don't love God in church, and yet you don't bring church into your home. And the problem where children don't know how to behave in church is not the children's fault. It's because we have not taught them in our homes what it means to worship a reverent and holy and loving and living God. God is going to hold adults and pastors and teachers responsible for the rebellious generation that we see. The Bible says, train up a child in the way. Not children train themselves. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart. But we get so caught up in all of these time-saving devices that we don't even have any time. It's amazing today. It seems like I don't even know what a man would do without a cell phone anymore. It seems like the cell phone has become a part of man's anatomy.